What is going on, my friends? Good to see you. Welcome to Sunday Night Charts, done on Monday. It's Monday Night Charts tonight with Jim of All Trades. It is May 27th, 2024. We're going to jump right into the live stream. Want to make sure audio and video is good. Let me know. Looks like it's good on my end. I've got green and green, so it looks like excellent connection. What's up, Jay? Mr. Crypto Fever. Hope you're all well there in the UK. Hope you're doing well. You're up kind of late, aren't you? It's kind of late at night for you. Who else is here? Hope we get some viewers tonight. Sorry I missed last night, but we were out celebrating with the family. Had an extended weekend and took a little chance to be with some friends and go camping. So, all right, there's 12 of you viewing. Good to see you. There's 3 likes. Appreciate those likes. Thanks so much for that. You always help the channel that way. It really does. Something simple you guys can do. There's an echo, huh? An echo. Is my gain turned up too high? Let's check the gain. It could be my microphone, guys. My microphone was dropped the other day. How bad is the echo? Let me know. Oh, okay. You had to see Carnivore James. Here's an echo. Let me know, guys. I kind of turned my mic down. Is that helpful at all? Let me know. I'm going to get my video up and running here. Activate. There we go. There I am. So just give me some, it's fine now. Okay. All right. I turned the gain down just a little bit. Hopefully that's better. So, yeah. No echo. All right. Is it loud enough? Everything loud enough with the microphone? Is it okay? We're doing okay? All right. All right. Very good. All right, guys. Well, we're going to jump into the analysis side. Let's see. Somebody had a request. I just missed it. Can I do in XRA? In crypto? Yeah, I can get to that. In fact, I'm going to try to keep my analysis pretty simple and quick tonight, and then I'll do as many charts as I can do. We'll just keep the live stream pretty short and quick tonight. All right. Well, let me just say, as I always say, don't forget I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give you financial advice. I share how I'm looking at the market through an Elliott Wave perspective. That's what I do. So we're going to look at the Elliott Wave chart and say, okay, what's going on? All right, let's jump into Bitcoin real quick. Right here now. As we look at the wave structure of what's going on, it appears corrective. Okay, it does. In general, it's looking pretty corrective. As I look at this, there's a couple of ways to interpret what we're seeing here. Okay, now what I've got is one interpretation here that it's starting with potentially a leading diagonal. So that's one interpretation of this wave. Okay, now if we're looking at that as a leading diag, okay, guys, I've got a drink in front of me. I hope it's okay. There we go. If that's a leading diag, then we're looking at this as a potential 3-wave pullback that has not broken the top. And that leading diag, this count that I'm showing you right now, will get invalidated the moment that this high right here, this last high, gets broken. Okay, so the all-time high that we have had on Bitcoin, if that gets broken, this leading diag count is invalid. All right, we'll stop looking at this wave as a diagonal. All right, but that's one way, and so that leading diag, as far as Elliott's concerned, Elliott Wave perspective, basically can be either be a wave 1 or it can be a wave A. Okay, more likely in this scenario is probably a wave A, in which you've got that 5 waves down as a diag and a 3-wave pullback. All right, and a B, and this would say, hey, we need a C wave. We need a C wave to come down and finish this 3-wave correction. Now, if that's the case, if that's a 3-wave correction, you say, okay, what is it correcting? Okay, what is it correcting? And that's a great question. All right. So in other words, one piece of analysis leads to, okay, what's that doing in the wave? If I'm going to say that that's a leading diag, which I'm not convinced that it is, but if it is, then what's that diag doing? Okay, so then you have to jump back and say, okay, what could it be if that's a diag? Well, it could be either an ABC, all right, which like we already said, A, B, looking for C, all right, which could be a wave 4. That could be just simply a wave 4 in this series where you got 1, 2, there's 3, there's wave 4, and now we would need a wave 5 up. And that wave 5 could just break the top, or it could shoot up pretty fast, okay, and get up to 100K, no problem, all right? So there's a potential understanding of, if, number one, this is a leading diagonal, it would call for a C wave, one more leg down, and then we would shoot the moon and get our big move to the upside. So we might come back down to the, it could come as low as the 4th of the previous degree. Generally speaking, we wouldn't want this wave 4, if it's a 4, to break into the territory of wave 1. That would not be good. All right. So anyway, we would look for price to come down. It could come as low as, if this is a 4th of a previous degree, which that's not altogether certain, but it could be. If that's the case, then we're looking at a 40K, roughly, a 40K move. Okay. Okay, now, what else? So that's one interpretation, okay? That there's 3 waves. Now, I'm not saying it's going to come down to 40K. I'm saying it can. It could come that low. More likely, it comes to the 382 the 382 retrace, which is about 51. And anyway, I actually like the 441 retrace. So let's do 48K. Would be a nice target for a wave C. Okay. Oh, no big deal on the caps there. Mr. G there, I'll get to your question shortly. I just want to kind of keep rocking through my thinking here. All right, so there's one interpretation. I don't know if that's at play or not, but it's something to consider. Okay, so this is, and I think this move here would get a lot of people bearish, okay? It would get a lot of people bearish, and then the market would be selling off. It could totally break through a level. This trend line right there that I've just drawn, if it were to come down here, it would break through that and get a lot of people like thinking, yeah, we're going down to hell in a handbasket with crypto. Now, it's a possibility, and that would set the market up for a rebound here and a move to the upside where we could then finally get our final buying push. Okay, what would, if that were to take place? You say, okay, what would that be in the grand scheme of Bitcoin's price history? It could be the last wave of just a wave 1, a leading diagonal. You say, Jim, wave 4 has broken into the area territory of wave 1. You can't have that. That's not allowed. Well, it is allowed in a diagonal. It is allowed in a diagonal. If the overall price movement of Bitcoin from its inception is a diagonal, then there you go. And this could set us up for the final push of a larger leading diagonal, which would then set up for a multi-year bear market here back down, okay, where we would retrace at least 60 to 80% of Bitcoin's price action back down to 22 to 40K range. Okay, so we would eventually make our way back down here in 3 large waves. Okay, that takes a lot of time in the market. What I've just drawn right there would take us through December of 2030. Okay, if that time frame and size is correct. So that would allow for another pump to the upside. Okay, get us to 100K or higher. Doesn't have to get to 100K. It could come short of that, but around there, anywhere from 100 to 125K, and then down. The 441 Fairway Ninja is what I've noticed is that the fourth wave retrace likes to come halfway between the 382 and the 50 retrace. And the 441 is exactly the halfway point between the 382 and the 50. So I just mark it there because you'll notice a lot of times if you measure fourth waves, it goes past the 382, which is where we look for fourth waves, generally speaking, on a retrace. But between the 382 and the 50, and once a fourth wave gets beyond the 50, we stop looking at it as a fourth wave. We say, it's probably not a fourth wave, though it still isn't invalid necessarily, but very common do you see fourth waves come down to a 441 retrace, which is, again, right smack between the 382 and the 50. So hope that helps you understand where the 441 came from. That's an invention of mine, just from something I've noted from the market. So something I pay attention to. What's up, Kimosabi? Good to see you, brother. Appreciate you being here, bud. I really am. You're always faithful, man. I appreciate you. What's up? What's up, Steven? Mr. Calories. What's up, buddy? Chemo, I do the of 1 to 3. Okay, so yeah. You just back test it and see how many times it hits the right between the 382 and the 50. It's pretty interesting. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying is that yeah. So in the grand scheme of looking at potential wave structures here, the question remains: do we need a C wave or not? Is this an A wave followed by a B wave, and now we're going to look for a C wave? It wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be a bad idea. That's an idea on the table. And that could, even though that would be coming down to anywhere from 48, anywhere from 44 to 50, 54K, even though it would be coming down there, I think it would serve to get the market fairly bearish, and it could still be part of a major bullish move, which would, as my title suggests, Bitcoin's next price move will likely surprise you, right? And I think it will surprise a lot of people to see price go that deep quickly and then rebound and go hit 100K, okay? So I think that's at least a plausible scenario that would be a good liquidity grab for the major markets. It would allow time to be taken in the market for the rest of the bull run to happen. Moving into the election, as we know, the markets do like to pump into elections, generally speaking. So that is a likely scenario. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Okay, so there's one. I've teased that out. Now, we've got to look at it as well. If that's a leading diag, instead of a corrective wave as an A wave, we've got to look at it as an impulse, and it could be a one wave. Okay. Now you say it could be a one wave. That means this little three wave move back to the top is a two wave, and we're to expect a third wave to the downside coming. You say, Jim, that would be a big move to the downside. Absolutely, it should be if you're looking at it correctly. If that's a leading diag with a three-wave pullback, then we're looking for 5 waves here as a potential. Okay, so we're looking for 5 waves. That could come. It doesn't have to break this low. It could come short of it, or it could indeed come and break this low and give us a new local low beyond the 15K recent low. All right, what would that be if it did that? Well, one of the scenarios that we've looked at is A, B, and C. Okay. that this is a 3-wave down, a 3-wave to the upside, and now we're looking for 5 waves to the downside. And that's a large flat. It's a large flat. Now, it would be a running flat if it doesn't break the low. If it doesn't break this low, we're looking at a running flat, and boom, we would look for higher moves later on in the next several years. We would look for Bitcoin's price to continue working its way to the upside quickly. All right. Over the next 5 years, you would expect to see it get over 100K pretty easily. Oh, excuse me. I'm on the end of a camping trip, guys, so I've been resting today. We got home this afternoon around 1 o'clock, and I took a nap, and I'm just not fully awake yet. I've been awake for a while, but I'm tired. Okay, all right. So anyway, this could be part of a larger flat, and 5 waves. I tend to think that this is, while I was digging into this a while back, I don't know how much I love that count. It's not bad. It's not a bad count. It's still plausible. I just don't know. I don't know if I have the feeling for it right now. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the next week or so. The next week's price action is going to help. It won't be definitive, but it'll help for sure. So that's a potential. So this would be a running flat if it doesn't break the low, or if it does break the low, we would look for it to. We would look for it down here, and that would be an expanded flat. Either way, we're looking at a flat, basically a 5-wave move to the upside and a 3-wave pullback. All right, and then we're looking for this to go on up later. Okay, so there's another possibility right there. All right, it looks like we're doing okay. All right, so there's another possibility. That's the very bearish outlook. Is that going to play? I don't know if that's going to play or not. But here's what you need to do in the meantime. If you want to just kind of watch out for the bear scenarios, you want to draw this line right here. I think that's the first one you want to watch right there. So on your 4-hour chart, you need to just draw that trend line right there, and a price movement that comes and takes that line out and respects it, respects that line, and breaks it and respects that break and continues. Now, if it breaks it and then comes back up above it, then that's not respecting the line, okay? But if it breaks it and respects it, you get a 3-way pullback and continuation, then that's bearish, okay? That's going to be a bearish movement, bearish direction, okay? So that's something to watch there. I think another line that's going to get you even more bearish that you want to pay attention to, just have it as a stop or as a hey, this is not a good sign for Bitcoin for now. You want to have this trend line right here, this line from this peak to that peak. It's again an intermediate trend line. It just kind of lets you know that, hey, if it breaks that line, we're even more bearish. We're more likely coming down to the third trend line that I have drawn on your screen, okay, in which this is a larger trend line to pay attention to. If it breaks that one, then we're talking we're a lot more bearish, okay. And then finally, okay, from the last pivot low that we had, let me get that on my screen. There we go. The last pivot low, there's this trend line here. If that one gets broken, okay, it's it's a much more bearish situation as well. Okay. Now remember, things can break those trend lines and come back, and a lot of times they'll play around those trend lines. But you can kind of see, we can kind of go back. You can kind of go back and just say, okay, we drew this line right here. We had a break of it. It retested it and respected it, continued down. Okay. You had this line right here. Continued. It came down to that line, respected it, but it broke it, kind of played around, but it respected it for the most part, and then continued down. So there was some bearish signals there. And the first bearish signal that you had was this original move right there. Okay. That break got you a little bit bearish, okay? And then what you can do as that plays, you can draw a counter trend line, okay? And you could see that there was a break of it to the upside, and then it rolled over, okay? It didn't respect it, so you adjust the trend line, and then you continue going. But that gave you, and when it broke that to the upside, it let you know that that wave was about finished, okay? And then you're looking for a bullish wave for a while until that trend breaks, okay, to the downside. So those trend lines will help you just kind of keep track of direction, right? Just helps you keep track of direction. So right now our direction is we're bullish, right? We're bullish right now because we're above all of these trend lines. But if price action starts to break these trend lines to the downside, you need to shift gears. You need to start looking at the wave and dig in to the more bearish counts, or at least the bearish corrections that we're having, at least until more bullish signals get started. But right now we have bullish signals, okay? In other words, we had a trend line right here that has broken. It retested it and respected it, and now it's continuing on, okay? Now that might just be a three-wave move, and if that's three waves, then we could look for another downside move. And you know, these trend lines can get broken. They may not get broken forever. Excuse me, it may not get broken forever, but certainly they'll at least let you know that right now we're bearish, okay? So, but for now, you know, the market is bullish, okay, until those signs begin changing. Okay, so I've given you two ideas that are bearish. Now let's dig into the bullish ideas here, okay? Let's dig into the bullish ideas because now, be honest with you though, the first bearish idea I gave you, even though it was corrective, looking for that C wave, it's still overall part of a larger bullish construction. That I'm not just being a bear for a bear's sake. I'm just trying to analyze wave structure, say, okay, what can wave structure do here that might surprise you, that might get you, you know, because I imagine everybody's looking at price action saying, we're going to the moon here. We're getting ready to go to the moon. And I think price action is designed to say, hey, here we go. We're going to the moon. And it kind of looks like that. It looks like we're making a move to the upside. We've broken trend lines. We're pushing up. Okay. So the question is, are we going to continue to push up or not? Are we going to get a C wave to the downside before we push up? Or is this part of a much larger 5-wave move that takes us down to 8,000 or 4,000K, which I have targets between $12,000 and $4,000 of Bitcoin in some of my very bearish Bitcoin counts. Okay. Now again, I can't tell you which one of these waves is actually going to play, but I'm telling you that all of these are possible and potentially plausible. All right, so just for the sake of it, even one of my bearish counts is not that bearish. It's just another low, a third wave, a C wave, and then a pop to the high. We go and we shoot the moon until November and finish this wave. And then we have a multi-year bear market that takes us down to 20 or 30K. All right, in 3 waves. Okay, so there's some ideas. Now the bullish idea. The bullish idea says this is not a leading diagonal at all. This is not a leading diag. In fact, it's a finished ABC. Okay, and you have a very good ABC count here. You got an A wave, and you got a B wave, and then we got a C wave right here, and that C has 5 waves in it. Look here, 1, 2. We're going to put 3 right there, 4, and 5. Okay, that 4 does not overlap the 1. The 4 comes right to the bottom of the 1, but it does not overlap the 1, which is that satisfies Elliott rules. So that's a nice impulse wave there. Boom. We got an A, B, and a C wave right there. Looks good. So that's a completed correction in my world. That's at least one way to interpret those waves, in which case then if that's the case, then you have a wave 1 and a wave 2 right here. And what's happening right now is that we're inside of a third wave. The problem with this particular interpretation, okay, is that I don't think this is impulsive enough for a third wave, though it could be, because this took a while. Kind of did this 3-wave look and then played around for a while and then just shot up. So I imagine it's fine. This could be a 1-2. 1-2 construction right there. 1-2. 1-2, which means the next move is going to be fast and furious. Okay? It's going to go up fast. And it's going to be a big wave. Because if this is a 1-2, we're looking at 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. 125K, here we come. No problem. If that construction is correct, that interpretation of that wave is right, then we're looking at 125K. Absolutely no problem. Yeah, that nest of 1-2s, zigzag, it just is. It's kind of losing that. It's lost that picture. Now, at least the nest of them. If you want to say, let me go to a different chart here. There we go. If you want to say you have a 1-2, 1-2 on your hands, it's possible. It's a possible interpretation here. I'm not a huge fan of it, but if you want to say, hey, this is a 1 and that's a 2, and now that's 5 waves and that's a 1 and that's a 2, that gets invalid on the break of this level, but that hasn't been broken, so this could be, I suppose, a big wave to the downside if that's a 1-2, 1-2 to the downside. Okay? So, yeah. So yeah, we could have a 1-2, 1-2 working. I just don't know that I love that because of how large the second 1-2 is. I don't think that's the case. MT5 guy, I wish you would use less certain language. I'd get much more on board with your opinion if you were less certain. If you used less equivocal language, it would make me happy, and certainly I would love your comments all the more. So anyway, that said, back to where I was. There we go. This could be a nest. This could be a 1-2, 1-2 to the upside, and we've got a big wave coming. Okay, so that's the bullish look. Is it a triangle? Let's take a peek and let me consider this as a triangle. Are you saying that hasta la vista Barbie, this is like a wave, this is a B, C, D, and now we're going to get E? Is that what you're thinking there? Something like that? And it's kind of a running, what we call a running triangle. Where the B wave takes out the bottom of the A wave. So if it's a triangle, then we'll get another move like this. It'll look like a C wave, but it won't. Oh, I think that would be too big, hasta la vista. I wouldn't like that. That would be much too big of an A wave. I like this one better for sure. I would entertain this. This is what we call a running triangle. Yeah, C doesn't look like a. Yeah, C doesn't look like. Well, I'll tell you, Camel. You could argue that that's three waves. Yeah, this is called the running triangle, Camel Teabag, where the C wave breaks A. So we would look for this as three waves back down to the downside here. I'd probably look for a 618 retrace or a 786 retrace of the E wave, and maybe. I gotta look up. Triangles aren't my specialty. I gotta look up that. I think I'm confusing a running triangle here. Now I'm reconsidering here. I'm thinking here. The B wave usually takes out the origin of A. That's a running triangle. And then it does this. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm with you, brother. I figured that out right before you posted that. Brett, I don't do much with harmonics, though I like harmonics. They're very similar to Elliott in a lot of ways. I'm not a fan of the triangle here, but I've considered it, and why not? Why not? Now, to me, when I look at this wave, the bullish look seems more plausible. MT5 guy. And the reason I think that, I mean, just fractally speaking, you see that wave right there? And you see that wave right there? This wave very much has the same kind of feeling to it. Very much. Okay? That we have the same kind of feeling that we had in this wave right there, or in this wave right there. Okay, so fractally speaking, we got the same kind of price action going on bullishly here. So I have a feeling this might be, but here's a point here, that they've done it to you 2 times now. Okay. And now they're giving you the same look again. A lot of times they don't do the same thing a third time. They set you up for failure. Okay? They set you up and they do something different this time. They reproduce what they did two other times, and everybody's looking fractally at this wave and saying, yeah, this looks just like that. And I'm looking at that thinking, yeah, it looks just like that. But then they do something different. So I would just caution you, MT5 guy, to be cautious that you could get the price. Guys, I say this all the time. Okay. Price often goes where you expect it to go. Just not in a way that you expect it. It just gets there. And it just doesn't get there in the way that you expect it to get there. So you got to be ready for shenanigans and trash for sure. So just be ready for a potential, C wave where they do this trick on you. And then they take it up. I would not be surprised to see that at all. I wouldn't be surprised one bit to see that move. This move down and then a move to 100K. That looks decent to me. That looks better than just going up from where we are. I wouldn't mind 48, 49, 48, 49K would be my target zone. I would love to see it come down to 48, 49K and then just shoot up. Okay? So let's see if we get some kind of a bearish move here. All right, so there it is, guys. I've offered bearish ideas, the bullish ideas. I've given you the 1-2-1-2 bullish idea. I've offered a couple of bearish ideas. I'm here to tell you, I don't know which way it's going to go. I'm just ready to trade it either way. Okay, you just have to be ready. Depending on your concept, you have to have a strategy for trading this market. So if you need some help with developing a strategy that's going to keep you out of trouble, keep you from losing all your money in this, I'd love to see you. Love to see you in the Discord. Sorry, I was reading the chart and talking at the same time. If you need help, we're here to help. That's what the Discord's all about. We got strategies that'll keep you out of trouble in this market. Okay, so we'd love to have you. All right, guys. Go ahead and throw your requests in the chart right now. Go ahead and put your request. Make sure you give me the entire chart name, please, so I can look it up very easily. And we'll just take the next 20 minutes and do some charts. The IBIT chart has a gap that would coincide with the sweep of the lows at 55. Nice. While you guys are doing that, let's just take a peek at the traditional markets real quick. DXY, my take on DXY on the 3-day chart is that up is the direction overall. The overall 3-day move is going to be up here, like so. I think it's a possible part of a 3-wave move here. Boom, boom, boom. Which could be followed by more downside, like so. Or we could head up, take the high, and then go down. Something like this wave right there. Okay. But this looks like an impulse wave. Okay. Right here, that looks like an impulse wave. So either we're going to go up in 3 waves and take the high. Or not take that, excuse me. Go up in 3 waves and retest the high, excuse me, and then fall down. So that's the DXY. Okay, looking at the S&P. S&P kind of looks like we're we need a fifth wave hit to the high, and that could be the end of it, guys. It's possible that we're about finished. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we get 5 waves, and then a big old correction. Okay, so it's just an idea. Basically, what you want to do is have this trend line on your chart right there. And a break of that trend line is going to signal to you a break of the move. Okay. So, in other words, like right here, for instance, when this broke, it told you there was weakness, though it didn't respect it. Okay. It broke it, hit the top again, but it never broke back up, and it rolled over. So there's weakness. So, anyway, you want to watch a break of this trend line here. Okay. Just got to be careful here, guys, because we could be getting some kind of, parabolic wave as well in S&P. That we get a parabolic move between now and election times. That it's silly. It becomes silly and crazy before a big dump. Now, I've been calling for that weakness in the S&P for a long time, but But this wave structure right here is right now it's bullish. So small time frame though, 4-hour chart. What's going on here? 1, 2, 3, 4. See if we get 5. Okay, NASDAQ, same thing. But see, the NASDAQ looks even more done to me, right? I mean, just look at it. You got 5 waves there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the 5th wave, you've got 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be 3, 4, and now 5 is about finished. Maybe. So the NASDAQ's looking kind of cooked. Doesn't have to be. I might be interpreting it wrong. Right? This could get some kind of parabolic something. Do I like a flat? I'm not a big fan of a flat there for NASDAQ. So it just doesn't have the same look as a flat. All right, so let's see. Let's get to your requests here. Thank you, Chemo. Sound here. Hold on a second. Test, test, test. There we go. Microphone cord fell out. All right, let's do your requests here. Start with link. I mean, link gives you the, I just made a flat and I'm going down now. Look to it. That's what link looks like. There's an ABC right there. Boom. Done. That's what link looks like. Which says, hey, I got this wave, I got a 3-wave pullback, down's the next direction. That's the way link looks like. Who asked for link? King Andrew. What do you think, man? That's the way it's looking, man. 3-day chart. Now, if it's not a flat, this could just be a 3-wave correction and then more upside to come later. So either way, the way it looks now, for now, this looks 3-wave-ish. And it needs to come down. Either for 3 or deeper. Probably something like this. Excuse me. Well, I tell you what, your stop should be a break of this trend line right there for sure. If if you got an investment, if it breaks that trend line right there, I mean, you can see we've already broken. We've already broken this one, and now we're retesting the breakout. We broke out, retesting it. A more local. You kind of get bearish on a break of this one right there. You get a little bit, that gives you a quick, hey, I'm a little bearish right now on a break of that trend line. But it's not necessarily cut and dry. But that's not a bad one to be a, hey, you be cautious here. Okay, this one for sure. If it breaks this one, that's definitely, you're bearish. Okay, so but give me Elliott wave perspective, some trend line thoughts there. All right, let's look at Nexa. That's the next one on the list. I mean, anytime I look at that and I'm like, of course I could pop back to the upside for a bullish move. I mean, don't you get bullish on a breakout here? I mean, I think I think you're getting bullish on a breakout to the upside there for sure, aren't you? Nothing Elliott wave can help you with there. So I'd say that there's a local line here. And we're starting to break sideways out of this. So yeah, I mean, you got every reason to be bullish on Nexa, I would think. I mean, check a different exchange. There's nothing here in the monthly chart, brother. So, all right, let's check NQX. This is some kind of NASDAQ. What is this? NASDAQ 100 reduced value index. What is this? Tell me about this chart. What is the NQX? Explain it. Well, this doesn't look finished. Maybe a dip and then more high. There's more high coming. So I'm bullish on the NASDAQ right now. Still bullish on the NASDAQ. There's more up to come. All right, BTC dominance chart. Let's check that one out quick. BTC dominance. Where I know I have you in here. Where are you? That's futures. I thought I had the dominance chart. All right, let me just type it in. Bitcoin dominance. Actually, me personally, yeah, I would say the 2-day is pointing down a bit lower, but it's not forever. It's going to be a pullback and then a move up. Pullback and then pullback and then a move up. So my idea about that pullback on Bitcoin going that C wave, I think it's very potential that hey we're going to have it. And then up. And then it might be down from there, but so yeah, that's what I would think, something like that. That's Bitcoin dominance for you. SOL. USD. Look at SOL fly. SOL looks like it needs a C wave. I mean, it's the same thing. You've got an initial wave here. And now it looks like it needs a, it looks like you got a 3 wave. Looks like it needs the C wave. Now it may need to come up, make another high here. Locally. Boom. But then down. And I would say after that's done, that's a 3-way pullback on this impulse wave. And then once that's done, then yeah, we'd probably be looking for some big moves after that, right? Looks like there needs to be a 3rd wave down. No guarantees for that, but that's the way it looks. SOL, did that one. ETHE. Okay, it's a stock. Grayscale Ethereum Trust. Gotcha. Ooh. Getting a bit of a pump here, aren't you? Needs some kind of a pullback, but continuation. I see more up. This is going up again. This is gonna continue up. Now, will it pull back first? Yes, probably. And then go up. Let's pull back. Let's go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3-way pullback. That's the way it looks. Unless this is just a really trashy B wave here. I don't think so. I think that's wave 4. I think we're in wave 5. I think this is wave 5, and it's going to come up here somewhere. 3-way pullback and then go. But right now, my direction is up for that one for now. For now. Even though there may be a correction short term on the daily. All right, and then perp USDT. Yeah, this looks like a corrective wave, but it doesn't look quite finished. But it looks corrective for sure. Boom, 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 and then maybe some more downside to come. So let's finish this out, and then down. And then once that wave is finished, this will look more finished. And then we look for some more upside after that. That's the way the wave structure looks to me. In other words, this is looking kind of corrective. Looks similar to that wave right there. Similar to this. So it looks like it needs to come down. And just tag the low maybe and finish that out and then up. Something like that. So that might be a buy down here. If it breaks back to the upside, it might be a buy. That'd be a good one. So ultimately, this looks bullish. It's not a bad spot buy right here where it is. But I think it needs a downward move first, and then you got a better spot buy. But that's a gamble. Squeaks U of A wants CQ2T. Sure. CQT. Crypto, is that USDT? Was this an ABC or 1-2 off the lows? Yeah, probably. I mean, kind of the same analysis for what I just said about perp. This looks like a three-wave move here. Boom. Looks like it needs to come down and hit the low one more time. Now it looks like 5 waves. So maybe a three-wave pullback and then another wave. And that's a big 1-2. Then a 1-2. And then up, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then a three-wave pullback. And that may be perfect, just like that. Could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leading diag. Yeah, maybe. But I'm kind of bullish on this. But this looks like, I mean, right now it appears this looks like 3 waves. Does it have another high to make? Maybe. And then down, maybe. 3, 3, 5, boom, and then down. I'm not sure, but that's the way it looks. This is trashy looking for sure. All right, guys, it's good to be with you. It's been, keep it at an hour tonight. I think that's a good live stream for tonight. Hope you guys had a great Memorial Day. Remember those who fought for you to give you freedom and the ability to buy and sell in crypto. I think it's a good time to take a minute and remember. So Happy Memorial Day to you guys, and remember those who fought for you. With that said, you guys have a great night. Thanks for joining me tonight. Appreciate it, and enjoyed being with you tonight. We're gonna call it a night. Kim Wasabi, you've been amazing as always. Thank you, sir. We'll talk at you later.